started putting chemicals in food years ago. When everybody think that the Monsanto and all that is new. They've been doing this for years. They get you to eat the blood. Now you notice that in the Levitical law, they said that the food has to be kosher, but you don't understand that in order for it to be kosher, it has to first be drained of all blood. The whole purpose of making it kosher is to keep you from eating the actual blood, because the vibration in the blood is what keeps you delirious in the brain. It keeps you just delirious enough to vibrate at a low enough frequency so you can't really see what you see. You see it, it's there, it's exactly what your subconscious is telling you, but because the vibration is only allowing your conscious mind to go by the script you was given. Then, yes, Jillian, it was eyewash. Exactly. The story is the exact story of Avatar. It's the exact story of when what they call the Anunnaki came to Earth. That's the exact story. The only thing is they changed enough to confuse you. The whole Star Wars epic is a story from the same Sumerian tablets. They didn't write a new story. They gotta tell it to you. You have to always be reminded. They don't have to tell you the totality of the story and the intricate details, but you got to always have a reminder, and so that when your subconscious break from that slumber state, you recognize, oh man, yeah, I was here. Oh, that's why I was here. I forgot. Oh, I did that. And so from Alexander is when the all-out assault on the female began. Because before Alexander, now you got to remember, Alexander is the first recorded homosexual earth ruler. It's the reason I'm telling you that, and I don't care what your gender or your sexuality is, it has nothing to do with the truth. It's a reason for that. Alexander was selected by Enlil himself, given all of this military knowledge by Enlil himself, to go into the Indus Valley and use the pattern. The pattern for the subjugation of blacks in America is the caste system of the Indus Valley. Watch the march of Alexander into the Indus Valley. Everybody think that he was going for global conquest. He was going for knowledge. He could never conquer the world because at that time, they did not have an answer what we would call the Candace Queens. There was no military answer for the wisest generals that the world ever known in what we know in Ethiopia as the Candace Queens. That's why he didn't go even attempt to penetrate the interior of the continent, because it was two places that was off limits as the cleanup began, and it's covered in one term. It's called the Absu, and the Absu is the sub-Saharan African, which are the children of Nomo and Amo, who came to lend their genetics to help clean up what they knew would happen in Babylon. The cleanup is over. If you think you see somebody white, you don't. There are no more what you would call white people or Caucasians. They're gone. The cleanup required people from multiple galaxies to come here and use both positive and negative reinforcements in order to clean up the mess. There would be no rite of ascension for an entire group of people. And there is no way that the Queen of Heaven and Earth would sign off on allowing humanity to ascend and leave an entire cross-section of humanity to just be vaporized into nothing. Her exact words to me was, you can't throw people away like garbage. They not trash. If they can feel love, then they should be able to receive love. And if they should be able to receive love, they should have the right to the wisdom and the right to eternal life. Love is all because all is love, is what she told me. So she said, son, find them a way out. Or as many as you can save. We can't throw all these people away. They're not trash. She said, my heart go out for them because they're not allowed to form a family. They live with the dogs. And so she gave us the reminder in the story of Romulus and Remus. And the story of Romulus and Remus is the founding of what we know as Rome. Because the dog, the wolf, is a natural guardian of the innocent. So everybody that's scared of a wolf is a damn fool. The wolf is a natural guardian of the innocent. And watch what they do. They still do it to this day, no matter how bad the humans hunt the wolf. They still do it today. They're a natural guardian of the innocent. If a child is found alone in the jungle and a pack of wolves come across that child, they adopt it and they feed it, and nurse it, and hunt for it, teach it how to survive on all fours. And so we look and we read in the history how these peoples resigned to walking on all fours and living with packs of wolves. And she said, you can't do that to people, baby. You can't let them get away with this. I said, Mama, what do you want me to do? She said, save as many as you can. She said, I can't give my love away and let all these people die and never know the right of ascension and never understand what it's like to have a family. They never had a family structure. They never had a grandmama to get them guidance. And she was upset. And so your biblical stories say, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, which is the biggest crock of bullshit. Because the queen of heaven and earth loved us all, and she gave her only begotten son. It was no sacrifice for none of the ruler gods, because death is part of their reality as warriors. And this is how they received the right of resurrection. The right of resurrection in the realm of the gods is because ruler gods have to live and die like men. This is where you get in Psalms 82:6. I have said, ye are all gods, children of the Most High. And you shall fall asunder like men and die like the princes of the earth, the men, the male figures. Women are eternal. Women are eternal. Women can actually drop their physical form whenever they realize what they are and walk around without an interruption in who and what they are. We as men don't have that right, but we had a right for women to allow us to be out front as a worthy servant of the Creator. And so the story is Solomon was instructed to build a temple. I went over this in the story of Hiram. So that y'all can understand what happened. When you read the demons that Solomon was given control over, you won't really see demons, because they're all governing one type of birth defect or another that they were assigned to clean up. Now go to the story. As a matter of fact, y'all revisit the comments in here, because I'm going to put the story in there and it's going to go over all of this stuff with Solomon questioning the demons. But you're going to find that in every one of them, they are what you call either restricted or complicated by an angel. This is your so-called fallen angels. They're not fallen. They didn't fall. This is what you're not understanding. They came to clean up behind those rogue ruler gods. Now, when we cleaned it up genetically, we are giving everybody on earth the right to choose ascension or not to ascend. You can't take that right once everybody has that God gene, that golden light is turned on. So then they say that that the sun is the light of the world, and they making that in reference to the Christ, because when that love energy of the Queen of Heaven and Earth get close enough, all of the people that's not right they're gonna short circuit. It's gonna be too overwhelming. It can't exist at the same place at the same time. It's just a basic law of physics. The corruption in what you call in science the entropy, the discord, the chaos, it cannot exist in the presence of the divine love of the Queen of Heaven and Earth. And we are restricted, men,
as a slave, the better your credit score is.
Oh, that was good right there. Hey, you got that answer. That's a good one. All right. So another brother asked, and we'll get to that brother on the UCC thing. Hey, so a brother asks, what is a star seed? How do you know if you're a star seed, and where do star seeds come from?
If you had to ask how do you know you a star seed, you ain't woke yet, so you won't be able to tell. But when they say star seeds, all of our souls is accumulated stardust, first and foremost. And when we talk about the star seeds, you got them coming in based on zodiac signs. That's what your star sign is, your zodiac sign, right? And then they call it a sun sign, a CASHAPP. CASHAPP is a Hebrew word for sun and star. So it becomes your star sign, or is your zodiac sign. The zodiac sign is your zoo type, or the most prominent totem animal to connect with the energy in your zoo type. Into, like, for instance, let's take Aquarius is a man pouring out a pitcher of water, right? Water symbolizes spirit astrologically and in dream state. So this is an individual pouring out a bucket of spirit, and it's going to land on earth, right? Now, notice this is one of the few zodiac signs that doesn't have an animal directly attached to it. But it don't mean that it didn't, because if you look, what's right following it is Pisces. So Aquarius comes on the close of Pisces, and they adjacent. One is an air sign, one is a water sign. So the water sign of Pisces was under the sign of believing, and the air sign of Aquarius is under the sign of knowing. So what happened in the process? What was done in the dark accumulated in the water, evaporated up into the skies, and they say, and the voices reached into the heavens as the many waters roared, right? So this is what they're talking about. And so now that we're going into the age of Aquarius, what we learned during the Piscean age, now we have to reap the reward or benefit from. So your star sign, the star seeds that's born now are giving added emphasis through the Pleiades, Arcturus, and not so much Orion, but Orion is always going to be prevalent in our mythology based on reading the stars, because Orion is so prominent in the sky. And you can't forget Sirius, the dog star, is always on the heels of Orion. So when you look at one of them stars, each star you see in the sky sends an electromagnetic, or not electromagnetic, it sends a luminous wave of light that reaches us in the time that it takes to reach us, however long it takes, whether it takes 10 years or 10 billion, we see it based on its perception through our optic lens. That energy that came from whichever star it is out there accumulates as a soul on Earth. So you become a star seed by accumulated light energy, but you're not an awakened star seed if you have to ask, how do you know if you're a star seed? Because once you awaken, that motherfucker ain't gonna have to tell you who you is. You gonna know. So clean your filters and revert back to the earlier part where we talked about opening the pineal gland.
The next question we got for you, brother, they rolling them out. The brother, the art of life. The brother asks who and how to identify those Moors that are not with us. How do you identify their characteristics and what are they all about? Go ahead.
You know them because every time peaceful people congregate, they come around and start bullshit. They start trying to turn people against each other. All you gotta do is watch them. You know them. You see them all the time, but it never clicked on you that our people never does that, and they do it all the time, like it's part of their character makeup to start shit everywhere they go. Because when they came into the earth realm, they came to take over, to disrupt the peace, and to cause chaos everywhere they go. So when you're watching them, they the ones that's trying to get you to sell yourself into bondage without telling you that you're selling yourself into bondage, what they call the deceivers or the watcher at the gate. Then you got the ones that's trying to tell you that anybody that's trying to do what's right is something wrong with them. They can point out everybody else in the so-called conscious community or the leaders and tell you what they not doing or should be doing, but they don't do none of the shit that they saying, and they don't care about taking the position from that person. And we're going to use Farrakhan as an example of this. A motherfucker be like, Farrakhan ain't doing nothing for the black community. He only do something for the Nation of Islam. That's because the rest of y'all not part of the Nation of Islam. The thing about Farrakhan is this. He's doing more for us as a collective by following the guidelines given by Elijah Muhammad. Because if you follow those guidelines, it's going to teach us how to run a nation. And once you know how to run a nation, you don't need a corporation to train you. And so they always talk bad about somebody that's trying to do right. Rarely have anything good to say about anybody but themselves. If you start telling them about a new pair of shoes you like, they're going to always try to one-up you because they always got to be better than you. So you tell me you're going to get Jordans, this motherfucker said, yeah, I just got some Gators the other day, man. You got to check them out. Anybody talk about no fucking Gators? We talking about Jordans, gym shoes, nigga. But he got to one-up them, so what's one-up? Oh, man, Jordans cost this many amount of dollars. So, nigga, I got some Gators. This is a character makeup. You see them everywhere you go. Anytime some bullshit come up, the nigga that's always in the middle of it, but don't nobody never bring up the fact that he was in the middle of it, he is exactly them, directly them. Start shit on both sides, keep your hands clean, and then when they start fighting, you can offer them a motherfucking solution to the problem for a fee. That's their character.
Hey, we got another good one for you. This is a tribal.
Hold on. Add on to that. Bible wrote 2 scrolls. Are there black devils? Right? Remember that? And then he wrote,
yep.
We see you too, black devil. This is who he talking to. This is them the niggas he talking to.
The more Zionist Jews.
Yep. AKA satanic Jews, AKA Jacobins, AKA Jacobins, AKA Yakub's grafted devil, AKA the name changing this motherfuckers that ever be on the planet.
All right. Hey, brother Rod, hey, to elaborate on butt crack and how far does it go back? Nah, fuck it. We keeping it funny, man. We keeping it funny. All right, I got the next question. All right. Okay, that was a good one right there. Hey, do blood types Smokey? Nah, I can't tell that last part, but Smokey, you know who we're talking about. Does blood type play any role in significance of I guess he just asked that straight up. Does blood type play a role in what we're doing or what we're talking about?
Now, the blood types is notice they 3, it's the ABO grouping, right? Type A, type B, type AB, type BA, type O, positive or negative, ABO blood group. All they're telling you is who's from Earth and who came to Earth. That's all it's telling you. They ain't telling you nothing more. The best blood on Earth is what we call the universal donor blood. But it's another strain that's more rare than that. And it's not classified as an ABO, but that's all another thing. So the significance of the blood type can be overridden if you awaken your higher conscious. It won't matter what your blood type is. Some people believe that the negatives, Rh negative factor, which is the rhesus factor, which is a protein that's commonly shared with primates. Those who don't have that factor, they say that they are more spiritual and more tuned, but I don't know one way or the other because you can't say how attuned somebody else in or not based on their blood type unless you them. That's like trying to tell you what you see out your eyes without being able to see what you're looking at.
Hey, Divine Kishmit 77 says, "Why do thunder sound so loud? Why is it sounding more louder than usual?" I said that too. Divine Kishmit. Go ahead, brother Roy. Say, why is thunder sounding louder than usual?
The main reason is because the sisters is waking up. Right now, at the ozone layer is closer to the Earth, which holds the sound at a tighter sound wave than it would if that ozone layer wasn't in the process of coming to the Earth. If you really pay attention, the sky also look uncannily close. The clouds look closer than normal. When you're looking up, it just seems like the sky is closer. That's because we're moving from a Shu and men frequency back to a Shu and Tefnut frequency, which I think me and you went over that before, didn't we, Elder?
Yep.
Right. So as the as the ozone layer get closer to the Earth, and all of these and the pressure change, how loud is the sound in the pressure chamber compared to in the outdoors? The pressure chamber is going to be louder because it's going to compact the sound. The open air, it depends on your proximity to the source of the sound. So when you hear thunder sounding louder than normal, it's because the pressure center of the ozone to Earth is closer than it's been since the last sun cycle. And that's what keeps us from totally burning up in the sun. When the ozone, double ozone layer get down to the Earth, our colors is going to start changing gradually. And what was pale people were going to be taking on shades of green, gray, and blue. And what was brown skin to tan people, or what we call chocolate to fawn, their colors are going to be changing to different shades of aqua and bluish green. Because when that double oxygen molecule goes, it's going to be burning the body, the soul going to burn the copper in the blood faster than it does the magnesium.